Welcome back. I was astonished to learn a few months ago that there are 1 million foreign students registered in Canada. They're on temporary visas as students. And the reason that's such an astonishing number is it's actually larger than the number of Canadian students in Canadian colleges and universities. And we've seen what that massive number can do in terms of social and economic adjustment. You can't just put 1 million extra people into a country of Canada's size without having some ramifications. In some cities, for example, food banks now have a policy that they will not give free food to people who are here on a student visa, at least in the first year of their studies. The thinking being, if you came here to be a student, you have a certain amount of funds, and obviously you spent thousands of dollars on immigrating and your university, but it's causing, in some ways, the massive number is causing a rift. And then I saw this interesting story: 4 men on student visas arrested after cars broken into, items stolen in Oakville. It's a very alarming trend, and in fact, it's not the only such case, but one man who has led the criticism of this is a man from the Indo-Canadian community himself, who's upset with some of the excesses, both of immigration and crime. His name is Nitin Chopra. He's a media personality who is voluble on social media, and he joins us now to talk about the news. Mr. Chopra, what a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. My pleasure, Ezra.
Now, you've been following this beat for a while. Why don't you sum up the state of affairs in Canada? There's an enormous number of people here on temporary visas. What do you make of that?
Ezra, it's a really irony. Canada was a beautiful country. Canada is a beautiful country, and it will remain strong and beautiful. But the irony here is our weaker laws. So basically, anyone who comes here for the study, 80 to 85% students, they are really genuine students. They are working very hard. They are the backbone of the economy. They are working double shifts. And our Canadian economy runs with them because they bring a lot of revenue with them. They study hard and they are into very good jobs, good paying jobs also. But with good, we always see the bad part also. And the bad is that our system lacked many things. What we lacked, starting from the immigration, and our immigration minister and government themselves, they accepted there were loopholes. And these bad actors, I'll say bad actors, whether these are the small colleges or the bad actors by the agents, the consultants, and there is a part by the government also that our immigration department, they look all those parts, the loopholes, they never fixed it, and the problem is in front of us. So today, as the Halton police, they released, there's 4 international students, and their name, if I mention, they are into the 20s and 19 years and 21 years age. Gurpratap Singh, Akshdeep Singh, Kanavpreet Singh, and Dilpreet Singh, 20 years, 21 years. They are international students. Now, Ezra, the army which I mentioned is what kind of charges they have. They have a charges of mischief under $5,000, theft under $5,000, fraud under $5,000, and unauthorized use of a credit card. These are not the small crimes. And with these kind of charges, what will happen? They will be out on bail right away. But we have not seen what kind of a status they are on. They are on a study visa. They are here to study, not for thefts. So means that our system has the loopholes. We need stricter laws. As I mentioned before, 80% of students, they are working hard and they are the part of the economy. But these 10 to 15% students, they are not here for studies. They are here for some other purposes. And all those bad actors I mentioned, they need to be strictly tackled by the government, our immigration department. And this is not the first police release by the Halter. There are so many releases since 2018 further. We have seen every other day these things are happening. Even in carjacking, we have seen many South Asians, many students also, they were involved, car thefts, the home invasions, there was extortion cases, and there are so many other cases, and we see those cases when police release the press releases, but same day, same evening, or before that, they were already released on bail. So
carjacking an extortion, released on bail for those are extremely serious crimes. Carjacking is a robbery of a car with someone in it. And extortion, of course, people know what that is. You're saying these international students on temporary visas, when they were arrested for those extremely serious crimes, they were let out on bail right away?
Yes, they were out on bail. That is it. And for this bail question, the changes in the criminal code, we ourselves, I myself approached to all the heads, like we approached to the justice minister, we approached to the Peel regional police chief, we approached to the chair of the Peel region, to the mayor of the Brampton, and to the Premier Ford. And there is a disconnect between all the levels. Why there is a disconnect? Because police, police associations, mayors, everybody in the province, they want changes in the criminal code. And when we reach out to the justice minister that why there are no changes in the criminal code, what police is asking, they said we already made those changes, the amendments were already done, and it's good. So, but on the ground level, when these, all the stakeholders from police to the mayor to the province, when they're asking changes in the criminal code, and why justice minister is saying that already amendments have been made.
But let me ask you, Mr. Chopra, let me ask you a question, because I've been thinking about that. Like, some of these charges are quite serious. And if these people are in Canada as our temporary guests who came here, they said, to be students, and now they're charged with serious crimes, what would you do? On the one hand, part of me wants them prosecuted heavily and punished. But on the other hand, should we just instead deport them immediately and ban them from returning? Like, to have them, to prosecute them will take years, most likely, hundreds of thousands of dollars in police and prosecutorial resources. If they're convicted, then there's the cost of prison. And then if they're out, they're still here. Should we instead just immediately deport them and bar them from ever returning to the country? Even though that doesn't punish them for the crime itself, at least gets them out of our country. Which path would you choose, or do you have another suggestion?
Ezra, this is a very good question. What should we do? What is the solution for this? Number one solution is fix the immigration system, because no one should come here without screening. Number one part. Because when we apply, because I remember like 10 years ago, when anyone applied for a student visa or a visitor visa, they used to go through an interview process by the immigration officer, and their applications were screened. And then you get an entry. But now there is no interview for getting a study visa. You just apply. And then we came to know that there are so many fake IELTS results. The false documents by the IELTS, that if you get if you got 2 bands, you can just edit your document and make it 6 bands here, you're here. Then why there was no parliamentary committee which did the investigation? Because that was voted out by the all other political parties, that we don't want to do any committee, and there should not be any investigation. The part is first fix the immigration system. Anyone who wants to enter, either visitor or a study, they should be screened properly. Their documents should be verified, what they are producing. Number two, the colleges, there are still small colleges. Ezra, you will be surprised. A week ago, I met one girl here in Peel region, and she was looking for a job. Somebody approached me that she is looking for a job. If you can help, I said, okay, I'll try. When I asked her, what you're doing, she said, I'm a student. Which college you are in? She said, she took a name of a college which is in British Columbia. I said, how come you are here in Ontario looking for a job? She said, my college is a small college. She took a name of that, I won't mention. And they allowed her to do online. And there is no job in British Columbia. That's why I came to Ontario. Now I'm finding a job. I said, how you are doing your classes? She said, I'm doing my classes online, and only 1 day a week and few hours in a week. That is my classes. So stop these small colleges who are misusing our students, those who are here to study, and students, those who don't want to study, they're taking advantages of these small colleges. Shut them out. Let the big universities, big reputed universities, big colleges should run the show. And then,
well, there's a lot of, if I can interject for a second, I mean, if this person you're referring to, and I'm sure she's a very nice lady as an individual human being, but if she got into Canada as a student, but she's only taking a few hours of courses 1 day a week online, then frankly, the whole thing's a ruse to come to Canada, because if you're just studying online, you could be anywhere in the world. It's sort of obvious to me that college is just really selling access to the country under false pretenses. Am I missing something, or is the college engaging in a kind of immigration fraud by saying you can come here and study when in fact it's just a couple of hours a week online, which you could do from back home wherever you were? It sounds like the college is the bad guy here.
Everybody, the bad actors is not only the college, is the student also who want to get admission in that college only, who allow them to work. All the parties are involved in this. So what comes? The laws. The government should be, enforcement should be there. The colleges should be shut down. The big colleges, reputed colleges should run. And Ezra, I visited the creeks. Can you believe an international student, those who don't have a status now, status is aspired, living in encampments in the creeks? They are having drugs. We did the report on that, and that report got viral. That how come these students, those who are here for their good future, they are into drugs, they are having needles. We see the blank cartridges into those creeks, and we showed them to the Peel region, to the Halton region, to in the Malton region, and all the politicians knew about it. And still, the encampments are there in the creeks, and residents around those areas, they are worried about these kids, that they and their families, they are watching them, that they are living into the creeks in the tents. So what is the solution? Our government knows it, but still no action. And our region, they are supplying them with the tents and with the warm clothes. They are supplying them. So everybody knows about this. This is a crazy. And then you must be aware that how come a student who is here for study, they can apply on a first case as a refugee. If you apply in this country as a refugee, that means asylum means you have a threat on yourself back home in your own country. But when you came here as a student 4 years ago, you came for a better prospects, better life. Now, when your work permit got expired, you are applying for a refugee status. And then the backlog is 200,000 more. So why government is accepting these applications of our international students? In 2024, only in this year, more than 14,000 applications of asylum is from the international students. It's shocking. Is that not shocking?